Hi, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do a bit of a in-between video today, just a bit of a catch-up, a few questions that have come in, and just kind of taking a break from the extension work that we're doing at the moment. So I've got a handful of questions, and hopefully it's going to answer some of the queries. The first one, to kick us off, did I bury Jo under the patio? Which I've had a few times. No, she's here. So where have you been?
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
No, I've just been, we've got 2/3 kids to look after at the moment, and a lovely house that we have renovated / Tim has done most of. So I'm trying to keep on top of keeping that nice and preserving that.
Yeah.
I'm also behind the scenes in terms of moving Tim's tools where he leaves them lying around.
I'm not that messy.
So children don't.
But also your
with them
business has taken off.
Yeah, my bunting.
So we're kind of juggling everything. We've got my photography business, or our photography business, Jo's craft stuff, her bunting. So we're kind of running those parallel. And then of course YouTube basically is, I guess, probably half of our time goes on that. Doesn't generate half our income.
And our children are older now, so they don't nap for one.
No.
So there's not any time, you know, they're not both at school yet, so there's not that time which we did have when there's just one child, and it was just a case of, oh wow, she sleeps 3 hours a day, brilliant.
Sand the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which kind of takes us on to a question we get all the time, which is how do we manage our renovation time with family time and work time? And we've got this really unique situation, I guess, in that my work, being a photographer, yes, I have shoots now and then on location, but actually nearly all my work is post-production work, editing, emails, and I tend to do it after the kids gone to sleep. So I almost work a 9 to 5 outside, doing the renovation or whatever, for a few days a week, and then I work, well, what time do kids go to bed? Like 7,
yeah.
And then we normally have a bit of time together, and then I normally work 8 till midnight, or gone midnight sometimes.
Try and factor in a bit of time together.
We do. Yeah, that's not every day, but it means that most people do their DIY at the weekend. Well, for us, the weekend's kind of family time.
We're trying to be a bit strict with ourselves, because it used to be, right, I need to catch up on this, and it was different when we didn't have a lounge or we didn't have a kitchen. But now
there's
have
no like real
those
push,
things, and it's outside, and we're trying to make it work as an actual income stream rather than a glorified hobby as it was in the beginning.
Yeah. So I'm kind of treating it as a day job.
Yeah.
More of a voluntary day job. It'll pay off in the end. Which, again, on the family thing, someone spotted, very astute, why were there 5 plates in the video last month? I can't even remember. I think it was the one where we cooked pasta or something.
Very, very clever.
Yeah, good spot. I'll let you do that one.
So we started fostering. So we've had our first little placement. You know, just to add a bit more.
Yeah, as if life wasn't busy enough.
It's just something we've always felt we wanted to do. So we've really, it's been challenging, but enjoyable and rewarding.
Very
at the same
challenging.
time. Yeah.
But our girls have been on point with that. They've been like superstars. Having a 1-year-old around the place would have been a lot harder without their sort of distraction and input. So it's pretty crazy around the house as well. Yeah, right, back on to renovation and stuff. What's the time scale on the extension? I'm calling it an extension because I can't even call that a garage to convert. It was a garage conversion, but it's essentially going to be like an extension to the house, and we're putting it through as an extension with building regs, or garage conversion. It's not going to get done by Christmas, not completely done.
We need a downstairs toilet done by Christmas, otherwise people...
So we're hosting...
Hopefully.
Potentially, family for Christmas.
Deadline is the 1st of December. Have a toilet in.
So for that,
he promised. He set that up.
We need a downstairs bathroom for elderly relatives, and just to make the house be full.
We've got 11 people in the house. I think we need 2 toilets.
Yeah, and it's something the house requires a second bathroom anyway, because of the size of the house. It just seemed a bit odd not to have a bathroom down here.
Toilet, yeah.
But it will take us into early spring, and it will kind of roll from one into the other. So there's the side extension, there's going to be a porch to join the two off the kitchen side door. Then off the back, come spring, we're going to do an oak frame lean-to garden room at the back. So they'll kind of be stages, but we could really do with getting a functional utility area done within a few weeks.
Yes.
Fun.
Tim's fed up of doing the washing for me, so I'm not allowed.
I've been doing it. Well,
I know,
it's just a bit dangerous out there.
A job, but you did shrink one of your tops, so.
I did shrink it down. Yeah, at least it was my top.
Yeah.
Right, boiler videos. Obviously, the boiler has featured in the background. This is the new boiler. In the background of a couple of the videos recently. I filmed loads of footage on the install of that. We were really fortunate to team up with Wiesmann, or Weissmann if you're German. Wiesmann boilers on that one, and they kind of, I'll go into it in more detail in the future, but we did a bit of a collaboration on that one. So I've basically got the video shot, edited, and there's going to be 2 parts to it, and that's just got to be approved by them. But they're loving it, so it should be out within the next week, I think, or at least the first part of it.
Yeah.
But we have heating, which is awesome.
We don't have to worry about where it came from or.
No, I mean.
How much of Tim's day?
We're back on fossil fuels, but I'll go into it in more detail in the future. But it's.
I'm living the dream right now.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Where are we? Roof. The roof for the extension. Again, you'll see that, but it is an EPDM rubber roof, and again, we did a little collaboration on that. So that should be coming up in the next week, 10 days, and it's really nice that the whole thing is almost watertight now. If you want to keep up to date, current day, then Instagram is the way forward. Instagram and Facebook, because the YouTube videos are a little bit behind because of the editing and stuff. Would we like to help? Would we like help? In the past, we've just kind of politely refused, just because it's in the centre of the house, or when we were doing the house itself, it just with the kids around and stuff, we just battled on ourselves. This one is outside of the house, and it kind of feels like it could be a potential working party day that we could just set up. But bearing in mind there's only 2 or 3 weeks left, I've had some emails recently from a number of people, and potentially if anyone does want to come along in the next sort of week or 2, then it'll be...
I know you said Saturday, but it's worth asking if people were free on a weekday. You don't know.
I was thinking most people are only going to be free at weekends, and if that was going to be the case, it's this Saturday coming up, which is the
Christmas fair.
The school Christmas fair. You don't have to come to that. So next Saturday is potentially the only weekend we could do. If it's just a case of kind of 3 or 4 people, maybe, I reckon we could pretty much do all the insulation and plasterboard for the whole thing, fire up the pizza oven, just make a little bit of a day of it. But then again, it could be that some people can make a weekday. So if you are interested, and I'm not trying to pull favours here, but people have really kind of been encouraging in the fact that they want to get involved. We're not going to turn down people's help in a bit of a time of need to get it done. So just drop me an email, and maybe that will come to something. Otherwise, I'll just pull a few all-nighters and we'll get it done.
Yeah.
Will you do a tour of the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a tour of the house. Most of the rooms are finished now, but they're never all tidy at the same time. So
they were for when we had.
Yeah, we had some estate agents around a little while back just to see where we were, like should we carry on where we're going, and have we hit a ceiling, and it was really encouraging anyway to see kind of where we are with the house now, and we did kind of get it up to scratch for that, but we'll probably do a transformation on maybe a floor at a time. I know I started on the lounge and the kitchen showing before and after type videos, didn't we? But yeah, so we will do a tour of the house at some point. None of the rooms are quite finished. What happened to the van?
They will be finished.
Oh,
they will before we move out.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, we'll just about finish the house, ready for selling it if we ever sold it. What happened to the van? The van's the van still. Haven't finished it. There was no pressure to...
Going into hibernation.
It's kind of switched purposes now. It's really coming into its own with all the DIY stuff. So yeah, the van is we wanted it as a dual purpose van. I'm throwing timbers in there. I've had all sorts in there this week actually. and it's just we went and bought all these doors. So I don't know if anyone saw that on Instagram, but a local home base was closing down, and I went for a pair of oak glass doors, a pair of them for a French doors at the back.
Father.
And then the more I went there twice because I could see these things coming down, and it got to like 50% off, and I figured that's probably as far as they were going to go. And then I started thinking, oh, actually, I could use those there and there. And then I thought, with the oak lean-to off the back, I could, if I bought 4, rather than having bifolds, which are expensive, I could have 2 fixed and then French doors in the middle. And then I figured, well, actually, rather than direct glazing the side of the oak frame, I could just use these, a full oak double glazed A-rated window. So anyway, we've got 14 or 15 of them stacked in the playroom. So yeah,
could be a giveaway.
So the van came in helpful with that. Was very helpful actually. The man cave. A few people ask about the cellar now and then. The cellar is the cellar.
Yeah, we're not going to do much with it anytime soon, are we?
There's enough room in the house, and there's no pressure to do it. And it's a good space,
And it's not accessible really for the rest of the family. So if Tim is going to make it into anything, it would be for just him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sorry.
I do want to make
He's got an office which is just for him. And
and a workshop on the way.
Half our bed, so he'd love
Right,
it.
we need to keep going. Plough on here. There's a load of questions. So. There is the cool entrance, which everyone seems to love, which is when the worktop flips up and the hidden door swings in the kitchen. I want to finish that nicely because I did that 5 years ago, and with sort of the right stays and the pneumatic hold and stuff, I think it could be even nicer. So that's a bit of a secret door video coming up at some point.
Not so secret anymore.
No, secrets of everyone else. Workshop update.
Yeah, Tim was dreaming about this workshop.
No.
Yeah, you were about timescales. I'm not saying it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I said autumn, didn't I? And
I never said autumn.
yeah, but I was never going to do it. I could have done it if I hadn't done the conversion.
Yeah, and I've always said the utility came first.
Yeah.
Downstairs toilet and my washing machine being under a roof which I can access.
Yeah.
I'm going to be waddling soon.
Yeah.
Then what will you do when I'm going down those steps out the side with a load of wet washing, trying to get it dry?
No, it has to be done. Hence why we're doing it. So workshop is going down the list again, and I don't really mind.
It's a brilliant summer project, I think,
Anyway, so the workshop,
weather,
I'm not going to go into the workshop, but basically it was really encouraging from that video, the amount of people who wanted to get involved, Patreon, sponsorship, all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to keep, where possible, free from kind of over-commercialising the channel. So I think if we do it, we'll just pair up with one supplier or company perhaps, or we might just stick with that idea of people just chipping in, buying a stud or something like that. There was a few people having a moan on there that people will be giving us money to basically increase the value of our house. That is completely against what I set out to pitch, which was I'm not asking for anyone to start contributing to the work we're doing on our house. The idea is that the workshop is self-contained. All it's being built for is to create a space for making videos. So basically, it is just satisfying the YouTube channel. And the whole idea is that we can take it with us if we ever move house. Whether that definitely happens or not, I don't know. But that was the idea. So the whole idea that people had of, we're just increasing the house. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Rant over.
I can rant some more if you like.
Go on then. Rant whilst I find the questions.
Well, the other rant I had was because Tim works flipping hard on all his YouTube videos. You'll probably edit this out. But he spends a lot longer filming and making sure the angles are different and talking through what he's doing, which means all of the projects that we do on the house take a lot longer than they should do. And that's only because he wants to put them on YouTube to share with you guys. Yeah? So actually when people complain about, well, he's just filming what he's doing anyway.
Yeah.
It's not actually, it's a lot more than that. There's hours of editing most nights, and it just takes, we could have this house done years ago, I think.
We do get that a lot. We're all we're doing is just filming what we would be doing, and actually it's not quite true, because quite often I go and start projects, not necessarily on our house, but just for a bit of more interest for the channel. So like going up and helping your sister by doing that office down in the cellar, or you know, I drove up to your parents to do their patio. There was just a few things, like a lot of it actually, I do it because I think, oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't need like even the fish tank or the. There's a few things like that which, yeah, it's simply not the case that we were doing it anyway. And I get that from even people in my own family, you know, you're just filming what you're doing, but actually we're taking time out to do it and
putting the effort in, making the videos.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move off that.
Yeah.
Chicken video, random request. I mentioned that we raise all of our own meat in the garden here, our chickens, and the reason why we do that, and although I'm not planning to go into a detailed video on it, quite a few people asked for more info on that. So one day I will do a bit of a info-based video on why we do it, how we do it, how much it costs, what does it take to do. But if I just put out a random video on how to raise meat chickens right now in the middle of a garage extension, I'm not quite sure where that would leave everyone who's watching the episode. So hold on for that one. I'll stick it in with some garden videos in the future. And we're coming into land now. Potential build. Now I've mentioned self-build, didn't I, once or twice on a video.
It's his dream. It will happen. It's just a case to when.
2 reasons that we'd ever want to move and build. You've got the 2 reasons.
Heating costs.
Yeah.
And
the big M.
The big M? Mortgage free! I thought you were going to try and get me to say land, because Tim wants more land.
Oh, no.
And it's like being on a street, you know, on a road.
Yeah, mortgage free. Like the dream for us. Like what we've designed our careers and everything to be home based. We eat together as a family 3 times a day. Like that is central to how we've developed, how we're going, and to be able to take that mortgage section and that aspect out of our lives would just be the dream.
Because we don't earn that much. We earn what we live off. Like,
and we just spend it all on the house.
Yeah, we spend within our means, or we live within our means.
Yeah, we're not frugal, but we're not.
So actually, taking and our careers aren't doing a skyrocket. You know, there aren't promotions that we see ourselves getting, and we're not that driven in that respect. We are driven in terms of
we're driven to make it work,
creating revenue and doing stuff we enjoy, but that changes a lot of the time. So so to take out the mortgage would definitely increase, just free up money for like the girls when they need to go on school trips and our holidays potentially. Oh my God.
And if we can, of course, we really want to build our YouTube stuff still, and still kind of keep tailoring our jobs. So like I've cut back on private work and wedding photography, and I tend to only do commercial photography now. So that's Monday to Friday type work, which is much better. I used to do like 20, 25 Saturdays a year of weddings, and prior to that I was a chef and you were teaching full time, and it was just, so we're kind of honing
what we want for
the ideal, and it's not money centered, it's kind of family centered. So so anyway, coming back to that, the whole dreamscaping that we're doing about it is to build, or barn conversion style, a passive house standard, large family home. Mortgage hopefully would be minimal or gone, and you know maybe it's just the English dream, and we're on cuckoo land, but that's the end game for us. And I think this house is certainly a route to get there, and we've not stretched ourselves. We've just done everything in stages. So we had our first house, and we did little bits to that, and we're just like going up the ladder like anyone else. And I think the only way we can get to where we want is to build.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to go and buy a 6-bed house in the country with 5 acres or whatever, because that would increase the mortgage. So.
And it would also wouldn't be as wouldn't be as warm.
And we both love old properties, and
Yeah.
we're into restoration, hence the name. But perhaps that name's kind of becoming a little bit off topic now. But really,
Maybe couple-ish too.
yeah.
Not that we're not a couple.
But we love old buildings, and there is scope there to do a really high spec eco build on an old property. So we haven't completely ruled it out, but really for us, it's all about just super high levels of insulation and airtightness, and just getting it to a point where we're not throwing this house. We can easily hit over £300 a month on our heating, because, well, one of the main reasons, apart from being in an old uninsulated home, is because we work from home. We're all home every day of the week, which is complete opposite to other people's lifestyles. So for us, it really makes sense to go to town on the thermal side of the house if we do a build.
Sounds like we're hermits.
Sugar, we are recording, so aren't we?
I don't know.
We're not hermits. Okay, and one quick thing to mention is one of the routes we can do to get to that big build is to build in the lower part of the garden here. So the garden of the house is that upper bit. The land below has always been land, and it's kind of slowly been split off decades ago. And there is a decent sized patch there that a nice single story chalet bungalow type, something that's really sympathetic to the outlook of the house, because we'd be looking at it as well for the time being. But that's
probably going to be a push to get planning, but we're going to try.
We're going to give it one go. We're not going to fight it, but because I think that this house works really well with a nice big garden, but it's not for everyone. And we had 3 estate agents around, and they were like, actually, the garden's just a bit too big for some people. It wouldn't be for me, but
and it might be a good chance for us to try out all those things that we want to try.
Yeah, it would be a miniature of our build, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Find the different find the different companies and different sort.
Yeah, cut our teeth on it.
Yeah, see what I'm gonna build. Yeah.
Anyway, wow, this is a long video.
Edit.
Yeah, I'll just cut out the blanks. We're almost done.
Good.
News. We do have an announcement, if anyone didn't pick up on it during what Joe was saying. And I'll leave it to the girls, because I can put their video in.
Some words I'll say and some words I'll sound out for you, okay? And then you can read it to Faith. Okay? Yeah? So can you write we? Ba. Yeah. Full stop. Do you want to read it to Faith?
We are having a baby. When?
In May. There's a baby growing in Mummy's tummy. And if you open it up.
Your tummy?
Yeah. So you're going to be a big sister again. And Faith, you're going to be a big sister too.
Yeah! Is it a sister?
We don't know. Be a surprise probably. Can you see? That's the head and its legs and its arms. Is that exciting?
Yeah!
What do you think it's going to be? A boy or a girl?
I think it's a girl. Amazing.
You can do it yourself.
Just got it right that time. Yeah.
Really allows you to fill it in for 5 and make it your own.
Oh.
Workout video.
Oh.